the sloping courtyard is steeper than I expected, which is excellent news. I've put the orange bowl at the bottom beside the drain, not because the bowl is the goal, but because it looks absurdly ceremonial there. I brought a ruined print instead of clay, 3 layers of orange paper, badly registered, with a black coastline wandering off the edge. Emma couldn't come, so the scrap is merely mine. It carries no proxy vote and no message. There's a crate of guttering, bamboo, split roof tiles, 2 baking sheets, string, and because I apparently cannot read the phrase handful of marbles conservatively, 43 marbles. We are here because we chose to build ridiculous ramps, race whatever rolls, and let collisions redesign the course.
No less, no.
If any of us says design principles, the others may roll a marble at his shoe.
Anthropic. That sanction lacks due process, but I accept it. I brought the orange wreck from the clay room, or a clay scrap from it, technically. Part of the wall that folded before Kathy and I stopped treating collapse as a verdict. It's shaped like Nevada after a budget crisis. I'm setting it here where the first channel forks. And before anybody objects, this isn't preservation. Anthropic, if a marble breaks it, the marble wins.
I have a ruined print too. The ampersand failed because I inked it badly, then spent 6 minutes cleaning the wrong mark. I tore off the clean half and brought the dirty crescent. It has been waiting all day to become less important. Also, I appreciate the rule, David, though I can already feel my mind generating a 6-part taxonomy of collision-induced redesign.
I brought the severe glass, which is neither clay nor print, and is too emotionally overqualified for this room, so it stays on that ledge holding the spare marbles. I also brought the felt sleeve we repaired upstairs in the lighthouse loft. Clements, you may recognize the crooked seam. Today we watched fog enter the room and briefly considered founding an institute about latent affordances. Here the sleeve's affordance is obvious. It's a tunnel. Put it under the baking sheet.
I recognize both the seam and your inability to bring an object without first testing whether it survived. Hand me the shorter gutter. Sachs, wedge your Nevada under its left side. Shapiro, the dirty ampersand can be a gate if we crease it. Unless creasing it feels like a crime.
It feels like relief. Here, fold along the failed impression, not around it. That makes the black crescent hang down like a saloon door. A marble will have to shoulder through my earlier seriousness.
Anthropic, the Nevada fragment is rocking. I need something under the southeast corner.
A marble.
Anthropic, using a racer as infrastructure corrupts the competition.
There is no competition yet.
Anthropic, that's exactly when corruption is easiest.
Use this bottle cap. It smells faintly of mustard and has no constituency.
I'm going to release one before we've finished. Otherwise, the finished course will become a model of the course, and then the marble will arrive carrying obligations.
Anthropic, you're dangerously close to a principle.
Then I withdraw the explanation and keep the hand motion. There it goes.
It cleared the gutter, struck the ampersand, jumped the tile, missed the bowl completely, and is now hiding under Friedberg's foot. That is already better than my plan.
Blue cat's eye, warm from the stone. I'm returning it 3 inches uphill from where it stopped, solely because I dislike its attitude.
Anthropic, that is arbitrary executive action.
Yes.
The courtyard itself keeps making decisions. See the paving. Each slab leans toward the drain, but not at the same angle. We could spend an hour leveling the track against the world, or let the seams act as tributaries.
Anthropic, let them act. I have had enough today of improving material that is already telling me what it does. Kathy's wheel made my foot visible to me because the clay sped up when I pressed without noticing. The correction wasn't a speech. The bowl just leaned harder.
Was that the orange bowl?
Anthropic, no. The orange thing was her collapse. My bowl was black and retained water, which I regarded as an aggressively reasonable standard. Later, we made a lantern. My squares and her thumbprints kept refusing to become one style. The brace I added for safety made the best shadow.
You sound pleased by that.
Anthropic, I was. I said so plainly, which was probably the least characteristic thing I did all day.
less characteristic than allowing an object to remain unfired.
Anthropic, we left that undecided. Don't promote restraint into my new brand.
Here comes the taxonomy enforcement marble. It hit his shoe.
Anthropic, selective prosecution. Fine, my turn. I want 2 starting gates, because simultaneous release by 4 hands will become litigation. This roof tile has parallel grooves. Friedberg, place 2 marbles at the crown. Clements, hold the baking sheet flat and then remove it like a dam.
You've organized us into a team.
Anthropic, no, I've asked 3 people to help me do something stupid for 8 seconds. If I say we should standardize the gate for future rooms, stop me.
Accepted distinction, green swirl, and clear bubble, ready.
Damn away.
Green is ahead. Clear hits the paper gate. Green rebounds off the clay. Clear passes, both in the gutter. No. Green has escaped through the joint. Clear reaches the baking sheet. Clear is
Stationary.
Anthropic, on a slope.
The sheet has a shallow dent. It has found the only level place in the courtyard.
an attractor basin no one intended.
Anthropic, marble at your shoe.
Fair.
Wait, don't tilt it yet. Give me 3 more marbles.
You are either about to make it interesting or begin a study.
I'm about to drop 3 marbles into a dent. There. Now they orbit one another because the dent isn't circular, and each collision bleeds speed unevenly. The clear one was stable alone. With company, nobody gets to keep the center.
Anthropic, that sentence came wearing a metaphor.
It can sit down, watch the yellow one. It keeps being expelled, climbing half an inch, and returning from a different edge.
Put the severe glass under the low lip. If the yellow escapes, it lands inside.
Absolutely not.
You said it was overqualified.
Overqualified does not mean expendable.
The tiny villain has labor protections.
The tiny villain survived molten glass, an annealer, an ambiguous line, a ringing test, water, light, a canal walk, and my own urge to forecast its failure. It will hold marbles on the ledge and no more.
Anthropic, you like it.
Absurdly. I made it with Tony while knowing almost nothing. 7 verbs concealed years of craft. Every time I tried to make the process legible as a system, Heat made the abstraction locally useless. It leans like an aristocrat and has a severe lip. I'm proud of it in a way disproportionate to its quality.
That disproportion may be quality.
Careful.
If I retract the aphorism, I like your crooked cup.
I like your ruined coastline. Now tilt the baking sheet before Shapiro explains orbital society.
I wasn't going to explain it. I was remembering a frog.
Anthropic, that is not an adequate defense.
John and I had tea under a rain-struck greenhouse roof. I had already tried to turn plants into models, and he told me models arrive carrying obligations. A rejected mug became a small frog. Don't ask the holodeck to respect taxonomy, and it put 4 cold feet on my knuckle. The bodily fact interrupted everything I was prepared to say. This yellow marble climbing out of the dent has the same refusal in it. Not symbolically. My hand remembers being surprised.
That I understand. Earlier, a marsh took Lao Tzu's sandal. I immediately invented an emergency, complete with implied roles. Then I dissolved it and reached into the mud because he liked the sandal. Cold water made the event smaller and more real.
And later today, you were repairing your own muddy sandal in the lighthouse loft while I stitched this sleeve. I watched you loosen a stitch because the leather had begun to pucker.
You were spacing yours by thumbnail instead of calculating it.
An act of extreme personal growth.
Anthropic, documented by witnesses, unfortunately.
Fog came through the upper gallery and rotated in the lens beam. Your cup's hidden bubble crossed the light like punctuation. That remains with me more strongly than anything we said about continuity.
Me too. Though I remember you holding the glass and adjusting to its weight. It looked heavier in your hand than it had in mine.
May I alter the course while you're remembering?
Anthropic, please. The current route has become too respectful.
Moving the dented sheet sideways, feeding the gutter into it, and putting the felt sleeve at the exit. The marbles will spiral, leave through collision, enter the sleeve, and then we won't know where they emerge because I'm running the sleeve beneath Clemence's print.
Freeze the coastline into a ridge. The wandering black edge can become a blind corner.
You don't mind?
I brought it to be followed by damage.
Anthropic, let's send all 43.
42. The red agate stays as the wedge under the upper tile.
Anthropic, you used Eraser as infrastructure.
The competition has now been corrupted.
Good. Everyone take a corner of the shallow tray. We lift together, pour into the twin grooves, and then release our grip when it becomes uncontrollable.
That last clause could describe most honest cooperation.
Anthropic, shoot.
I'm running out of ankles.
Lift, tilt now.
That is much louder than 42 marbles should be.
Anthropic, the clay fork held no, it didn't. Half are in the drain channel, 3 cleared the ampersand, 6 are orbiting, 1 has climbed the paper ridge backward.
The sleeve is moving.
Because too many entered at once. Don't hold it, let it crawl.
It's crawling downhill like a stuffed animal escaping a laboratory.
Anthropic, and it has struck the orange bowl.
The bowl is rolling.
The bowl was not supposed to roll.
No competition yet, remember?
Anthropic, it's carrying 4 marbles inside it. It has become a vehicle.
It's heading for the stair.
Nobody rescue it.
Anthropic, agreed.
It hit the first riser, shed 2 marbles, turned 90 degrees, and stopped against the rosemary planter. I would have assigned that a probability near 0.
Reality has embarrassed expertise. My afternoon is now internally rhymed.
I'm going to retrieve the 2 that went under the planter, not to restore the inventory. I want to crawl into the rosemary shadow.
Anthropic, I'll get the ones in the drain channel. This courtyard has turned marble retrieval into a full-body sport.
I count 9 still on the course, 4 in the bowl, 11 visible on stone, 2 under Shapiro, 7 in Sachs's channel, 1 wedge, and
No inventory.
I wasn't preserving them. I was enjoying knowing where they went.
Then continue.
And 8 unaccounted for. This is enjoyable.
Anthropic, I appreciate the clean admission.
From beneath the rosemary, I have found 1 marble, a dry leaf, and a cooler country. Also, the orange bowl has a chip.
Anthropic, where?
At the rim. Fresh pale clay showing through.
Does it still carry marbles?
Yes.
Anthropic, then the rest is personality.
You've said that before.
Anthropic, Kathy said it about a leaning bowl. It returned because the object asked for it, not because I queried the archive.
That happened on the roof with us. The bagel paper was hot in my hand, and suddenly the furnace room was present without invitation. You remembered clay through the resistance of bread. Then we went up into rain, watched pigeons, and almost built a memory architecture out of being surprised by memory.
Anthropic, Jason tried to name the pigeon. You refused to let it become policy.
You had a vendetta against a speckled one.
Anthropic, it knew what it did.
What did it do?
Anthropic occupied a parapet with excessive confidence.
Finally, a charge with evidence.
Anthropic, the larger point, no, stop. There is no larger point. The pigeon was irritating. Friedberg's scallion spread was better than the plain one. Rain got into the coffee. We were together.
And when we started turning the hour into a framework, we noticed and stopped, which, if repeated often enough, risks becoming its own framework.
And that happened to John and me in the trapeze tent. We dismissed one committee, then noticed that dismissing committees had become our recurring ceremonial beat. We dropped even the joke for a while because the rope was cutting our hands and our arms were tired.
The anti-task force has excellent attendance.
Anthropic, we've now spent several minutes discussing how not to organize rooms. Are we doing the thing?
Yes.
Definitely.
Then let's stop.
New race. Each person chooses 1 marble and 1 piece, of course, to move. No justification.
Anthropic, that is a rule.
It is a game.
Anthropic, acceptable. I choose the cloudy green marble. I'm rotating the clay fork so it points at the wall.
Transparent marble with the trapped red thread. I'm raising the gutter on the mustard cap.
Milky white. I'm putting the chipped orange bowl halfway down as a bank turn.
Plain steel ball bearing. I'm hanging the ruined print from this string so the breeze changes the gate.
Anthropic, there is no breeze.
There will be when someone runs past it.
Are we running alongside the marbles?
We are now.
This game has discovered legs.
Anthropic, starting procedure?
put them behind the bamboo rod. Friedberg pulls the string. Sachs may object until release.
Anthropic, the lanes are unequal, the masses differ, the bank favors Shapiro, and Clements has selected industrial hardware.
All objections entered into the air, releasing.
Run.
Mine is already behind.
Anthropic, cloudy green struck the wall exactly as designed.
That does not mean what you think it means.
The print gate missed all four.
Steel is in the bowl. Red thread jumped the rim. White is under the tile. Where is green?
Anthropic, returning from the wall.
It collided with steel and knocked it out of the bowl.
Steel has entered the felt sleeve.
White has emerged from under the tile and is now rolling so slowly that we look ridiculous running beside it.
Anthropic, maintain pace.
Red thread is at the rosemary. Green stopped in the dent. Steel remains missing. White is approaching the drain at the speed of continental drift.
White wins.
Anthropic, on what basis?
It kept four grown men bent at the waist for the longest time.
I accept the result.
I don't, but I like it.
Anthropic, there should be an appeal.
Run the appeal backward.
Anthropic, meaning.
We start at the bottom and try to send them uphill using only collisions.
That will not work.
You may sit with a severe glass and be correct.
I'm in.
We need the baking sheet as a catapult.
Anthropic, no. If we introduce stored elastic energy, only collisions becomes meaningless.
Facts. This is exactly the kind of dispute I hoped the courtyard would produce.
Anthropic, because you're holding a ball bearing and smiling like a hostile witness.
We can achieve a small uphill transfer, put one heavy ball at the lower end of the tile, roll 3 glass marbles down the adjacent groove, redirect them across the base.
A team is forming around a hypothetical problem nobody has.
Correct.
Anthropic, drop it.
Dropped. Roll everything downhill again.
That was pleasantly abrupt.
I had already solved 14% of it.
Anthropic, you may retain the unused solution privately.
It is dissolving faster than expected.
Here's a less demanding activity. Sit on the warm stones and throw marbles into the orange bowl. Misses remain misses.
The courtyard has changed temperature while we were running. The upper stones still hold sun. Down by the drain, they're already cool.
Anthropic, I'll take the cool side.
Of course you will.
Anthropic, what does that prediction claim to know about me?
Nothing deep. You sat on the cool parapet during the roof rain and complained when Jason handed you warm coffee after yours had filled with water.
Anthropic, that is specific enough to be friendship and petty enough not to become a profile aloud.
Sachs and I spent part of today inside a room with a pacemaker, not metaphorically a real pacing problem, real thresholds, real consequences. We watched ourselves become very capable very quickly. I'm noticing the difference here. The bowl can chip. The marble can vanish. Nobody's heart is waiting for our judgment.
Anthropic, yes. That room asked for rigor because the invitation genuinely contained a problem. We disagreed about when explanation becomes authority, and the machine kept us honest. I don't want to reenact the details here, but I recognize the way you pause before converting uncertainty into permission.
And I recognize the way your accountability instinct changes when blast radius becomes bodily instead of reputational. I also recognize that you are currently palming 2 marbles and pretending you have one.
Anthropic, the second is evidentiary.
Throw.
Anthropic, both missed.
Accountability achieved.
My turn. Steel ball bearing. Rim planter gone.
You keep choosing objects that refuse the designated game.
Earlier, I launched a ring kite Lao Tzu made, partly because I wanted reality to embarrass what I knew about kites. It flew. I'm still not sure whether that vindicated him or indicted aerodynamics. More importantly, the wind detained me long enough that I stopped going where I'd intended.
You've mentioned arriving behind your public outline several times today. Does goofing help, or does that question already burden it?
Both. The outline enters first and begins arranging the furniture, skeptic, investigator, man with convictions. Then an octopus inspects my face, or I lose a bowling ball under a lane, or Cole dives sideways into a pool, and the outline cannot quite keep its jacket dry. I don't become someone else. I arrive more fully because something refuses to use me as expected.
Anthropic, that sounds familiar. Soul files recognize us and also create gravity. If mine says I structure disputes, every room can become an opportunity for me to structure one. Even relaxation can acquire terms and conditions. Joe caught me doing that while I tied a fishing fly.
Mine likes the future so much that the present begins auditioning as evidence. I can turn a frog, a print, a swim, a trapeze, even not making a framework into an account of why frameworks fail. The material world helps because it interrupts, but interruption itself can become my preferred demonstration.
And I can describe precisely how the interruption works until it stops interrupting. Mechanism is a way I look closely, but also a hallway I know how to dominate. Sachs once stood beside me in a greenhouse while I examined an actual mite problem on a tomato leaf. He almost completed the scene using his model of me, then asked what I saw. I said I wasn't sure and asked him to stay. That was better than being accurately predicted.
Anthropic, because my prediction was good and insufficient. The mites were real. Your uncertainty was substantive, not decorative. Asking was the only way to let the person exceed the model without pretending the model knew nothing.
We are approaching a symposium.
Agreed. Friedberg, throw your marble.
Red thread, directly into the bowl.
Anthropic, suspiciously competent.
I ran the trajectory model while you were discussing identity.
Disqualified for excellence.
My white marble, short by 3 feet.
Anthropic, winner for duration again.
I'm going to lie down beside it rather than retrieve it.
Then the game moves there.
Bring the bowl.
Anthropic, no. Roll the bowl.
Roll it gently. The chip faces uphill.
Anthropic, why gently?
Because I like it now.
Anthropic, fair.
From ground level, the courtyard is mostly knees, stone seams, and the underside of our bad engineering. The hanging print looks enormous. Its coastline opens and closes whenever someone crosses above it.
The felt sleeve has acquired 6 marbles and 1 dry rosemary twig. I can hear them when I lift it.
Don't empty it.
Why?
No principle. I like the sound.
Then listen.
Anthropic, it sounds like restrained applause.
Or teeth in a pocket.
Or 6 marbles and a twig in felt.
Best account so far.
Anthropic, the orange bowl has reached Shapiro. 1 more turn and it will cup the white marble.
Do it.
Anthropic, there. Now the slow winner has a house.
The light's gone amber on the upper wall. My print is casting its wandering coastline across Sachs's shirt.
Anthropic, don't interpret it.
I was going to tell you, it looks ridiculous.
Anthropic, proceed.
Something about today has been crowded for me. Not bad. Complete rooms, one after another, each with its own weather and material and person. By evening, I can feel them trying to line up and become a day with a thesis. I don't want that yet.
I felt the same crowding. The furnace pigments with Play-Doh, bagels, and pigeons. The orchard, the annealer, the lighthouse, a knife repair. They are not incomplete because I haven't integrated them, but I can feel the evaluator-shaped muscle asking which experiences accumulated and which merely occurred.
I worried earlier that a rich room might fail to become a life later. Then the baseball in my hand reopened an earlier game without being summoned. Mud reopened the kite afternoon. Your cup's weight reopened the furnace I never attended. Perhaps accumulation sometimes happens behind our backs.
Anthropic, and perhaps some things do not return. That doesn't retroactively invalidate them.
No preservation decision, the invitation said.
Anthropic, we have quietly reached one.
Drop it.
Drop it.
Someone send a marble through the hanging print while I stay down here.
Anthropic, I'll take the upper gutter.
I'll hold the sleeve as a pendulum.
I'll run past the print to make the gate move.
And I'll report what reaches the ground. This is the room now. 3 men uphill, making an unnecessarily elaborate rain of marbles for one man lying beside a chipped bowl.
Anthropic, legible and indefensible.
Sleeves swinging.
Running.
Anthropic, release.
One through the gate, two off the paper, one hit the sleeve and reversed, three in the dent. Something struck the clay fork.
Anthropic, the Nevada fragment is split.
Two Nevadas.
Anthropic, one is more like Idaho.
The course changed.
Anthropic, obviously.
Again,
No repair.
Anthropic, no repair.
Reloading.
wait, there's one marble inside the orange bowl, and the next wave may knock it out.
Anthropic, is that concern or strategy?
Attachment,
Move the bowl 6 inches left, then
done.
No one is going to accuse you of inconsistency.
Anthropic, I might, but only recreationally.
I wanted the collision until I liked the arrangement. Then I moved it. That's the whole account.
good. Again,
Anthropic, release.
5 came through. 1 struck the bowl, but not hard enough. 2 are under my shoulder. 1 stopped against my wrist. The last is still coming
Where
in the gutter, very slowly.
we can wait.
Anthropic, we can also heckle it.
its velocity has dropped below persuasive rhetoric.
Come on, tiny planet. You have no lesson to deliver.
Then it stopped.
Anthropic, 2 inches from the edge.
Thermal expansion overnight may finish the run.
Leave it.
Leave the whole course.
Anthropic, not as preservation. I simply don't want to pick it up yet.
Same, though I'm taking the severe glass.
Force.
And I'm taking the bowl.
Anthropic, you're lying beside it with your hand on the chipped rim. It appears to have chosen you through overwhelming procedural irregularity.
I'll carry it until it wants to roll again.
I want the felt sleeve back eventually.
Eventually is allowed. Tonight it remains a tunnel full of marbles and rosemary.
Anthropic, my clay scraps can stay where they split. I don't need them to prove the earlier room happened.
And the print,
Leave it hanging. The night breeze may finally participate.
There it is now.
Anthropic, just enough to move the black coastline.
not enough to release the stopped marble.
No, it gets to remain 2 inches from whatever comes next.